Hey guys, I'm Sonia. Hi. All right, some of you are awake at least. I see some highs. Hi there. Oh, I think they increased the volume so people could wake up. Well, that was an interesting discussion. And from here, we are going to segue into the story, a story of two mothers. So the year was 1920, and the date was August 18. The state was Tennessee. There were 96 lawmakers present in one room, 96 all white males present in one room, voting for a historical decision. Does anyone know what that decision was? 1920? Going back to your history class? That day, the 96 lawmakers were voting on whether the 96 male lawmakers, or legislators rather, in the state of Tennessee, they were voting on whether females should be allowed to vote. It was a movement of 7 decades, 70 years, for the suffragists who wanted to vote. 3 times the state of Tennessee had gotten in that room. This was the 3rd time. 2 times they had tied up. 35 states had approved it. Tennessee could be the 36th, but they kept getting tied. People wore 2 roses, yellow to say yes, red to say no. And then there was this young gentleman, 24, Harry Byrne, wearing a red rose that said a no. But when the baton was passed on to him, he voted a yes. And he voted a yes because that day, his mother wrote to him. His mother, Feb Byrne, wrote to him and said, "Hooray to the suffragists. Vote for them and don't leave them in doubt. Be a good boy." The second story is the story of a mother about 2 decades from today, 2 decades before. She went through a troublesome separation with her husband. She had a 10-year-old daughter that she had to take care of. The world wasn't very kind to her. Twice she went on the roof of a building, wondering if this is the life that she wanted to lead. A young daughter to take care of, and twice she came back down that roof because she had a young daughter to take care of. She fought through whatever life threw at her, and eventually, she struggled for her daughter. She lived for her daughter. To a decade later, when her daughter was 18, trying to get into a graduate college, and they did not even have $300 in tuition fees to pay for the entire year of the graduate college. And yet she struggled on, made ends meet, to a point where it's been over 5 years, and her daughter makes way more than $300,000 a year now. That was the story of my mom. Each one of us has a story that's worth telling. If we don't preserve our stories, those stories are going to die. History is written by those who survive, and history often forgets the stories of those who are gone. How many of you remember the names of your great-great-great-grandparents? And they all had a story to tell, which has long gone. So if we could use blockchain, and if we could use the immutability of blockchain to preserve stories and facts the way they are, that can be a very powerful tool. That's what we are doing with Orbis 86. You can check out the project. However, what is important is we look beyond NFTs, we look beyond blockchain as a way to just preserve art. It's also a way to preserve history. It's a way to preserve our lineage. It's a way to preserve our stories. Because 200 years from now, who is going to remember you? Your stories are powerful, and stories are light. and let your light shine in a world that is so dark. Thank you, everyone.